So Highland Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with
Jordan, and I play in ASkySoBlack.
And there's some questions today about the new album, Touch Heaven. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
It's been cool. I try to not pay attention too much, but it's hard not to. But I'm just glad anybody's saying anything at all, I guess.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, the album fucking rocks.
Thank you.
Yeah, damn right. The album's fucking incredible.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hell yeah. I don't blame you for not reading the comments. Glory has to handle that shit. I can't handle it. I can't read what people have to say.
It's a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's so fun. I love it.
Yeah, right.
So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
The album title, I mean, it's like to each their own kind of thing. Touch Heaven could kind of mean whatever you want it to. It's kind of just like escapism, you know? Just get out of where you are, find something better. At least the context of heaven in the lyrics of the album is normally just referencing this better place, you know? Like the last lyric on the record is like get lost, touch heaven. And that's like, yo, like I don't know, find something better than this. And other times on the record, heaven is referenced as like how the idea of something better could kind of like ruin you as well. So kind of multiple meanings there, but it's all in all escapism. And the album art, no real meaning behind that. I just like my friend Mario's art a lot. He's a really cool photographer. He just like messed his whole room up and took a photo of it and edited it a little bit, and that's that.
Fair enough.
So dope. All right.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
As far as writing goes, I just like pick up a guitar and whatever happens. I don't know anything about music theory. I don't know anything about. I couldn't tell you what an A chord is. I'm sure I played it a million times. I just don't know what it is. But so just like whatever comes out when I'm playing guitar, I stick to like drop C tuning because it's just what we started writing in, and it's what all my guitars are in. So whatever feels comfortable, and every so often, Norman or Alec or Liam, somebody else in the band will be like, hey, we need more hype songs, we need more this, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll try, and I'll write with like that input in mind, but all in all, it's just whatever comes out.
Gotcha. So it's pretty much it starts with you and whatever comes out when you're playing the guitar, and then it goes to the band and expands from there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I just write the foundation, and everybody like adds to it in their own way.
Gotcha.
Love it. All right. And what song off the album took longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
It depends what you mean by right. Like lyrics, some of the lyrics on that are like 10 years old. And like have been used in like another song I have somewhere on the internet that I'm not gonna tell anybody because it's embarrassing.
Find it.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck. There's a few people who could, and I hope they don't. But yeah. So I guess everything you write takes a lifetime, right? But I guess instrumentally, some of these songs were bouncing around for like 2 years or something. It before January 31st when it came out, it had already been recorded for over a year. So I'll say I probably write like a song a month, probably on average. So it had been written for quite some time.
All right.
Okay, wow.
Can we talk a little bit about the timeline, like when the writing process for the record kind of started, when you guys had the masters in hand, just to get like a rough time frame of how long you've had it?
Man, masters in hand was probably, we were on tour with Soulblind when we had the masters, or when we were getting masters in, and so summertime we had the masters. It was kind of ready to go, and then we were kind of talking to a few labels about what we wanted to do with it, and see whatever manifested there. And as far as like before that, like we recorded it in late 2023. And so before that, I would say early 2023 is when a lot of these songs were being written.
Goddamn.
Wow.
Yeah, it takes a while.
But after kind of like, sitting on it for a little bit of time, were you still like nervous, excited, anxious when it came to putting it out?
By the time, this year came out, I remember we were talking to Nick from New Morality Zine about when we wanted to put it out, and I was like, it could go out next month. Like we got the masters, like let's go.
Yeah.
And we just decided to wait. He had a lot of other release things, like vinyl schedule has everything to do with it too. People don't want to wait around for a pre-order for that long, and so we just decided to wait. I was kind of pushing for before the end of the year, but Nick just decided it'd be a better idea to wait. So we put out the last single, Useless, kind of when I wanted to put out the record. But just due to just physical products, things like that, you got to do what's best for the guy who's paying for the physical product, right?
Yeah.
So
100%. Yeah.
so we decided to wait till January 31st, and happy with that release date. It's not it's out. The songs were written.
Exactly. It's out there for people to
Exactly.
consume.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite off the record?
I like "Sore for You" a lot. That song is just like so different. It's the last song on the record. I think it wraps the record up really well. There's like a moment I'd like back on that song, but we could always like do what I wanted, do what I wish we would have done on the record live. That's always an option. But yeah, I just like the song lyrically. It kind of stings the most, and just wrapping it up with the album name is kind of cool.
Hell yeah.
Damn right.
So how'd the track list for your album come about? Did you guys write the opening of the opener, close the big closer, shuffle around, see what fits? What was that process like?
The song, I think, because the second record we have is already written also for the most part. I just write a bunch of songs, and then it's just like the flow is the flow, the sequence is the sequence. I think I'm happy with this track listing primarily because just like the first half is mad energetic, and I think people don't really have the attention span to stick around for something all the time unless it's like super energetic from the jump. But then the second half of the record, I'm assuming you got there if you already like the band, So as you go through the record the B side is way more mellow, and I don't know, kind of just like it's like a come down type of vibe if you've ever done like psychedelics or something. It's like it ramps up, it ramps up, it ramps up, and then it's like you kind of ease your way out of it if you're having a good time. Yeah, no, I like the sequence. It kind of just came about naturally.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Makes sense. All right. And would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating the record?
Headspace in a bottle of alcohol somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. Probably like a pretty negative, sad headspace, to be honest. I unfortunately I haven't written a happy song. I don't think ever. I'd like to one day. Hopefully, I'll get there. But just definitely a lot of like reflecting on years and years of just like living wrong and treating people wrong and just like not being the person who I know I should be or could be. And I guess a lot of these songs are just a reflection on that and the escapism you desire when you realize when you reaped what you've sown or when you've sown what you've reaped or whatever. So yeah, probably a negative headspace, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And dredging up the past and talking about the past experiences, like what do you do to kind of keep yourself in check, while you're dredging up these bad experiences? Is it something that you do you do anything at all? Do you do it while you're writing? Is it post-writing process? Like, I'm just curious, like checks and balances in a sense.
I think life is a way of doing that to you.
Yeah.
Like you could only check yourself so much before life checks you pretty hard. I mean, recently got checked mad hard like the record was done, so whatever. But record was done and I got in like a pretty bad car accident. It's totally my
Shit.
fault. Yeah, it's like shouldn't have been driving home at 4:30 in the morning after partying all night. Not a good vibe. And life has a way of checking you when you act a certain way, when you kind of like in the process of trying to touch heaven, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
life
Yeah.
has a way of smacking you back down.
Absolutely.
Which is yeah, so I should probably check myself a little more. I think I've been better since a car accident like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to check yourself. It's hard to pull yourself out of a rut, but I think those ruts are where you find a lot of really good inspiration and that it's a really negative circle, like a negative self-fulfilling prophecy sometimes when you're making art that is so tied to negative emotion.
Absolutely.
100%.
So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should do in the car with friends and dark with headphones on? Is work at album, party album? What do you personally recommend?
however you interact with music is the best way. I mean, I've seen a lot of like I'll like name search us on Instagram or on TikTok or something, and I'll see a lot of
Mhm.
like weightlifters going
Oh,
crazy, which is so funny to
hell
me.
yeah.
Which I've just started going to the gym kind of recently, and I'm like, let me try this out. Let me see if this
Mhm.
is like really
Are they
benefiting me,
on
getting
to
me
something?
gains. They might
Yeah.
be, I don't know. But it's like a sad record, you know. I don't know. It's a lot of I don't think I'd want to like bench press to sore for you or anything, but
Yeah, I
whatever
don't
gets
know.
you there. I don't know. I mean, I remember the first time I listened to like Blonde by Frank Ocean. It was like in a room full of people and we just shut up for the duration of the record. Nobody said a word. It felt like other than like wow. And
Yeah.
like that's a cool way to listen to a record. I'm not saying we're on some Frank Ocean shit, but I remember that's listening to a record that way was really cool. But I don't know. Whether you're alone, whether you're in your room chilling, just listen to the whole thing. You know, it's more than just one song that you like. I think a lot of the people who listen to us don't listen to full records. I think it's kind
Mhm.
of evident by See You Sacred having so many views or streams, whatever. And I wish that, I mean, obviously, I wish every song had like that many streams,
Yeah.
but yeah, like sit down and listen to the whole thing and like, read the lyrics maybe. Close your eyes, take a nap, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damn right. All right. And this one should be super, super quick off the top of your head. I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
Okay. Hmm. Sad,
Mhm.
uh, but hopeful.
Mhm.
Um, it's a phrase, rock and roll, dude. We'll go
Yeah,
rock and
yeah.
roll.
It counts. It counts as
All
well. It
right.
counts.
Yeah.
And in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
It's like a teach their own, can't tell somebody, some people might feel a lot of anger listening to it or, thinking about shit that they've done
Mm,
or, that's been done to them. Some people might feel hopeful in the same way that maybe things will get better, or
mhm,
sad because I'm sure shit was sad writing it. Sure shit's sad when we play it live every now and again. So it's like a teach their own. You can't tell people what to feel, and that's kind of the beauty about music, art in general. A
mhm.
painting is a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? And like not all of those words are going to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if the picture is of, your childhood dog or something, that
Mhm.
evokes sadness for some people. You can't really,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I want you to feel, I want you to feel true to yourself if you're listening to anything I make.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. As
Damn
long as
right.
people are listening and feeling something, mission
Yeah,
accomplished.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. As long as emotion is there, that's all I really care about.
Yeah.
Damn right. And are you able to talk about any particularly challenging or standout moments during the creation of the album, positive or negative?
There was some frustration there. There's somebody who's in the band who's not in the band anymore, and it's not like we kicked him out. It just kind of naturally was just he left.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just kind of difficult to work with there. Like there were just songs that were presented or endings of songs that were presented that this dude really just like shut down, and it was kind of a bummer. Which is
Mm-hmm.
fine that it all goes somewhere creatively, and I'm happy his contributions are on the record. But
Hmm.
I'd say those are the only challenges. I mean, Norman, Alec, and I were the only three who are currently in the band who were in the studio for this whole record. And Norman and Alec are just so cool to work with. They just do their thing, and there's really no static there, friction between us.
Hmm. It's
Which
good.
is why we've all been in the band since it's like started.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, really not a tough record to write. Really not a no real challenges there, I'd say.
That's
That's
great.
good. That's good to
Wonderful.
hear.
Yeah.
So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Ooh, I'm a trail mix guy. Chocolate trail mix kind of bangs. I do
Mm,
always this is bad, but those like giant mountains of water they have, especially in like more rural areas, like at
mm,
rest stops.
mm.
I will not pay for a single one of those. I will pick it up and just walk to the van with it, so we're hydrated as hell. I
Oh
just
my,
dude, they're out there for a reason. It's like fruit off of trees,
that's
for a reason.
crazy.
Yeah, so trail mix and some water because I get thirsty.
Water's on the house, though.
Oh
I haven't
yeah.
heard of
Oh
that.
yeah. Come
I have
on.
not heard of that. That's
It
so fucking
falls from
funny.
the sky.
Yeah.
Come
Like it's
on.
there. I mean, come on. Come
Straight
on.
up. Washer fluid is free if you're fast enough.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That is
Got
true.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Damn right. All right. And on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Ooh, if the band was a dish, dude, what's something that's not for everybody? Everybody thinks it's for them, but it's not. Uh, fucking, I don't know. If a band was a dish, let's just go. What did I eat for lunch today? I don't even know. Boss made something crazy. Uh, Man, that's a crazy question.
It's a
Hmm.
little weird. You could say weird.
Yeah.
What man was a dish? Let's go with some damn. I'm talking fettuccine Alfredo, just because this is the last thing I made for dinner. It's going because I made it. That's it.
Hell
Because you
yeah.
made it. So that works. That
All right.
works.
Yeah.
And for the last couple questions, I'm going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So
Hell
if
yeah.
you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Ooh, last meal. I would just like a good burger. I feel like a good burger would be cool. A drink, give me a Coke. You know, maybe like maybe like a beer. Like if I could have two drinks, like a Coke and a beer after my burger, as I waltz into probably hell if I'm on death row.
All right.
Hey, man, you're going out with a bang, though.
Yeah,
Hell
straight
yeah.
up.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Ooh, fictional world. Whatever multiverse universe that I'm like super happy in. Let's go. I don't really care about Harry Potter like that. I don't really care about Lord of the Rings. That'd be scary. Fictional world. I don't know. There's this book called Pendragon that was kind of cool that I read when I was a kid. Couldn't tell you shit about it, but that world's kind of cool. That or like Warriors. Remember the Warriors books
Oh,
where
those are
everyone's
the
like,
cats, right?
yeah, I guess that would be this world
Yeah.
still, but I would like to be a cat in my little clan of cats. That sounds kind of
Exactly.
sick.
No, that's
Yeah.
dope as fuck. I don't think we've gotten Warriors yet, so
Dude,
that's like a blast from the past. That shit's
yeah,
awesome.
that book's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And I've done asking last question. Every single person that we've spoken to has said that it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
Favorite color? I'm going purple, but also black. Like just black. Everything looks good in black.
Yeah.
You know?
I
Yeah,
So
agree.
let's
right. Yeah.
lock it in on black.
All right.
All right.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Uh, Touch Heaven out everywhere, wherever you listen to music. You could buy physical copies via Numerality Zine's web store or Death Wishes web store. We're going on tour very soon. In like 7 days is day one. It's only the Midwest and the East Coast, but follow our Instagram at ASkySoBlack if you want to get updates on that, where we're gonna be and who we're playing with. And yeah, other than that, Touch Heaven.
Hell yeah. All right.
Damn
Well,
right.
thank you for now. It's been Jordan from A Sky So Black, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.